Hello, and welcome to the Dr. Riley Show, where I answer the questions you have. Today's topic is Down syndrome. Down syndrome with Dr. Riley. How can you get Down syndrome? Don't worry about picking it up on the streets. It's not contagious. You are either born with it or not. It is caused when you have 47 chromosomes instead of the regular 46. Don't worry, we will talk more about this later. How common is Down syndrome? It is one of the most common genetic birth defects. Every year, about 6,000 babies are born with Down syndrome, which means 1 in 700 babies have Down syndrome, which is less than PKU but more than CHB. PKU. What is it like to live Down syndrome? It doesn't mean that you are weird or that you can't do much things. Having Down syndrome means you're just a regular human with a few defects, like having deformed bodies, mostly the face, and being mentally challenged. Melissa Reggio with Down syndrome states, Down syndrome sucks, but it's life for some of us. What parts does Down syndrome affect? Down syndrome has some major effects like mental disabilities, atypical facial structure, and other physical and mental defects. One of the most severe ones is the heart. People with Down syndrome have bad hearts. Its most visible defect is having a small limbs and a big head. What part of the cell does Down syndrome affect? When part of chromosome 21 becomes attached to another chromosome during chromosomes during the formation of reproduction cells, it affects the body in the long range with mental and physical defects. What time of the life do you get Down syndrome? As I said earlier, you get it when you are born. You cannot get it any other time of your life. So, yeah, alright. What is the history behind Down syndrome? The first record of Down syndrome was over 1,000 years ago. Wow! He was a boy that lived in medieval France. He died around the age of 7. He seemed to be murdered. Dun dun dun! Maybe he was killed because he had a disease that they didn't know of, that they didn't know what it was or anything. We'll never know. Alright, now you must be wondering, who discovered Down syndrome? His name was Jerome Lejeune, who was fascinated by his brother who had Down syndrome and wondered if there was a cure. So he looked into it and found the cause, but never found the cure. But Dr. Riley, what causes Down syndrome? Shut up, Johnny! I'm about to tell you. It's caused when you have 47 chromosomes instead of the regular 46. Down syndrome is usually caused by an error in cell division called non-disjunction and results in an embryo with 3 copies instead of the 2. Prior to or at concept, a pair of 21st chromosomes in either the sperm or the eggs fails to separate. Is it sex-linked? Well, yes, because it's given from an extra chromosome, either from the egg or the sperm. Are there any treatments? Sadly, Down syndrome cannot be cured. Sorry, Bill. However, early treatments can help people with Down syndrome to live productive lives well into adulthood. Children with Down syndrome can often benefit from speech therapy, occupational therapy, and exercise to help improve their mental and physical skills. Can there be future treatments? Probably. Researchers are currently testing on mice using a drug called mematine on mice with Down syndrome. It works for the mice that are in the womb. Fun facts. There are more than 400,000 people living with Down syndrome in the U.S. In 1983, the average life expectancy of a person with Down syndrome was mere 25 years old. Today, it's 60. That's over twice as much as it used to be. The cells that give you Down syndrome might go away without treatment when you are in the womb. The likelihood of giving birth to a child with Down syndrome increases with age. Quiz time! What is the average life expectancy to a person with Down syndrome? Is it A, 35 years? Is it B, 62 years? Is it C, 60 years? Is it D, 70 years? It is C, 60 years. True or false? People with Down syndrome have more of a chance of getting breast cancer than people without Down syndrome. Is it true? Is it false? It is false. 1 in blank babies have Down syndrome. Is it 3? Is it 155,655? It is 1 in 700 babies have Down syndrome. That's all, folks. Hopefully you had a good time.